Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and today we're going to be reacting to and breaking down a very unique style video. Actually, this is going to be really cool. So I came across this. It came across on my actual YouTube. So I figured, you know what? I want to watch this myself because in my reaction to John Mayer playing live on Jimmy Kimmel, I was like talking about a lot of the gear and how he's super, what's the word I'm looking for? Like creative and really intentional about how he creates his tone. And this guy posted a video, and I want to give a shout out to him actually really quick. Let me show you. Here you go. Put me over here, or let's see if I could do whatever. You can see. Can you see his name? Yeah, there we go. Justin's Gear Corner. Go check out his channel. I have not really watched the video actually. I just kind of like scrolled through just to see what it kind of was, and I'm like this really interested to see how he actually breaks down the gear and talks about all the different amps and pedals and all this stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this different. I'm gonna try to add on to what he has to say, because or maybe I don't even have to add on to it at all. Maybe he does a great job and I just enjoy this and you enjoy it with me, and we give this guy a shout out. I have completely no relation to this channel. It literally just popped up on my my YouTube homepage, and I was literally just talking about this, so I'm really curious to see what it's about. Let's see what we got.
What is going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. And on today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the gear John Mayer used for his performance of Last Train Home on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Let's get right into the breakdown. So the very first
Cool
live performance of any new material on Sob Rock, John's upcoming album, and Last Train Home was performed tonight on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I've stayed up, watched it, it was great, and now I'm making a video so I can get out to you guys right away. So please give this video a thumbs up for me getting this out to you guys right away. Of course, John uses his pink Silver Sky. We may as well call this the Last Train Home Silver Sky now, because it's clearly that guitar. That's what it was made for, and that's what John is using it for.
Made for this song. You know you made it when you get a guitar made for that song.
Clearly that guitar. That's what it was made for, and that's what John is using it for. As for other guitars used on stage, I think it's really cool that Sharky is back to using that all-white Silver Sky prototype that Mayer gave him back during the 2019 World Tour. That was really cool to see that guitar come out again and get used. I thought maybe it'd get thrown into the vault, but hey, Sharky brought it out and is still using it on tour, so that was really awesome to see. Now, honestly, the part of all this that I'm the most excited for is the amp setup. This amp setup is the closest really to the John Mayer trio amp setup that we've seen from John since, well, the trio, really. You have basically the Grammy amp setup as kind of the foundation.
This is what I was talking about, like how he has 4 different amps, and or I guess actually technically maybe it's only 2 now that I see up closer. The 2 amps and the 2 cabinets. Yeah, that's actually interesting. I thought that they were maybe like I could have sworn I saw a Fender on the bottom here though, but maybe I was wrong.
So you have Dumble Steel String Singer 004 on top of a 212 Alessandro cabinet. Now, if you remember from my last video breaking down the gear John used in the music video, the 2 Alessandro cabinets used had different speakers. One had G12 65Hs in them. The other one had EVM 12Ls inside them. So odds are it's probably one or the other that John used for this performance. He also used a 2-Rock custom reverb signature V2 on top of a 112 cabinet. Now, I'm not sure if that's a 2-Rock cabinet that he used, but either way.
Yo, shout out to Justin's Gear Corner. He knows his stuff, man.
It's a 112 cabinet, and I have no idea what speaker was used in there. We're probably never gonna know. And then he also now added the Fender Vibro Verb, a vintage one, much.
Oh, that's the Fender that I did see, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. Because I know I saw a Fender there. That being said, all these amps, what you're doing is, I don't know if he'll go into it, but what you're doing is you're essentially taking the tones from each of them and blending them all together. You're miking all of them, so you have 3 different amps and 3 different timbres, and of course you change the speaker changes, you change so many different things that change the tone. You dial them all in and then you blend them all together.
He used with the trio. So essentially the Grammy amp performance rig with the Fender Vibro Verb added as well. And this is crazy. This is a really kind of out of left field amp rig for John. We only really saw the 2-Rock custom reverb signature brought out for the Grammy performance, and now for Jimmy Kimmel. That's really an amp that we haven't seen a lot of, and this is crazy. I love it. I think this is a wicked amp setup, and John's experimenting with a bit of different sounds and a different amp rig. Who knows if this is what he's going to tour with, but really awesome choices. And
it's gotta suck to be the gear guy that has to rig in 3 different amps and It's a lot of work,
Of
man.
course, the tone sounded great. Now, of course, I'm sure you all remember that John used a Soldano SLO 100 and possibly a Roland Jazz Chorus 120. It might have been used for the keys. We don't know. But those two amps were present during the music video and they were not present tonight. So it's pretty clear, I think, that we're not going to be seeing those amps on tour with John. That's my best guess. If we want to talk about the tone a little bit as well, it's worth noting that John didn't stick on the second position like he did for the music video and what it kind of sounds like he recorded Last Train Home with. He actually stuck on what looks to be...
This guy really breaks down his stuff. This is cool, man. Because the benefit of this is like you could like, if you want to either emulate or cover or just learn how your favorite artists do something, you kind of take your notes. You take your notes and be like, okay, if I want to get something similar, well, then this is how I do it. Obviously, the goal is to never copy somebody, but you can always take notes and from that, build your own artist. I think an artist is a collection of a whole bunch of ideas from other artists.
The fourth, and then onto the neck for the solo. So no second position. I don't know why he chose to stray away from what it sure sounds like Last Train Home was recorded with, but hey, it's John. He can do whatever he wants. It's his song, right? And now this brings us along to, I'm sure, the part you guys have all been waiting for. What pedals did John use? Let's see a picture of the pedal board. And we unfortunately do not get a great look remotely at all at the board that John is using. And this keeps happening with a lot of Maris performances. Why do we not get a picture of his board or a clear shot, like overhead looking at his pedal board? Why is that? I think it's kind of a coincidence that that happens far more often than I think any of us would like. And of course, yes, we don't get a clear look at John's pedal board for this performance, unfortunately. And maybe that's a bit of a good thing, just to kind of understand that as far as we can speculate and think, John really could be using anything and still sound like himself. Now, we do thankfully get one angle where we can look down a little bit more.
Okay, let's see how good I am at this. I want to say that this looks like a DD3. This looks like a DD3, DD7, which is a Boss Echo pedal. This looks like a Polytune tuner pedal. That's all I can see.
On the pedal board, there is clearly a Polytune on the board for John's tuner. The rest of the pedals in the front row is extremely difficult to make out. There is what looks to be a wider black pedal. Maybe that's the Klon. I don't know. As far as overdrive tones, it sounds just like John and what would be in his standard wheelhouse, so safe to assume that there probably was a TS10 and that black Klon used for drives, possibly a Solo Dallas, possibly a Keeley Katana. We don't know, we didn't get a good look at it, but those are kind of the main four drive.
I love it, man. I want to be the artist on the other side of this one day where it's like, somebody's making a whole video and it has 6,000 views already and it was posted yesterday of what gear used on a performance. That's so wild, man.
Staples for pedals that he's been using, so pretty much as good of a guess as any. In the second row there, that first pedal looks to me, to be quite honest, to be the blacked out CE2. That's what I'm most confident in saying. If I had a guess, that's what that is. The knobs look the most similar to the Boss one. They're in the right position, only two of them, and you can see kind of that flat Boss switch there as well. Jacks on the side. It's about the right size as well. So that pedal to me, I am gonna say that's a Boss CE2. From this angle, that is the best guess and what it certainly to me looks like to be. We also see the Providence Chrono delay. That seems to be John's small board delay of choice with that screen, the A/B switching, and a really great tap tempo on board as well. And then, of course, we have the ever staple Strymon Flint on John's pedal board for this performance as well. And there you guys have it. That's the pedal board. That's all we can really tell for the effects, wise what's going on. If any other information comes to light, I'll be sure to talk about it on my Instagram and the John Mayer Gear Lounge on Facebook, maybe in a future video. But that's our best luck as of right now of what we got of John's pedal board. Of course, it's not the best, but making do with what we have. So right now, unfortunately, this is the best look at his new live rig that we're going to get until further performances come out. And I guess we'll have to see. Does he stick with this amp setup? Does he change it up? Does he add...
Like he said, like amps are super important because every amp has a slightly different tone to it, depending on how you use the amp. If you crank the drive, if you crank the brights, depending on if you use the boosts, you know, so many different options with the amps. But even between different brands, they all have slightly different timbres and tones, and really had to create your own distinct sound.
Different effects to the pedal board. Are we going to get a better look at it? I don't know, but hey, I'm super excited, and we're finally getting new music and a new touring rig from John and a new live performing rig from John. This is a super exciting time for anyone who's a fan of John as a guitar player, fan of his music and his tones. This is great, and I'm just looking forward to lots more to come. So you guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Please hit the bell notification button, give it a ring, hit subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
Shout out to this guy. He did a great job, man. Great job filming this video. This is really actually pretty fun. It was very informative. Like he said, it's just fun to kind of speculate and watch other artists on their gears and stuff. But hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did. I'm always curious on that stuff, and I figured, you know, you might be interested too, and maybe I could add a little bit of insight. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless and peace out. And go check out this guy's channel.